name is Lani and I'm an orchestra director at Alamo Heights Junior School in San Antonio, Texas.
And I'm Johanna Kitchell, the orchestra director at Riverside Junior High in Fishers, Indiana. Once your students are comfortable with the preliminary shifting exercises, it's time to move on to actual shifting. And we're going to outline some basic shifting steps that will help you get going. Once they've done their slides, you can have them do a targeted slide with no pressure. A targeted slide is where they're moving from one spot to a specific other spot, rather than just all over the fingerboard. In this example, Lani and I will move from a first finger E to a first finger G. We're not going to press down or make any noise. We're just thinking about the spot we're going to. E to G, G to E, up to G, and back to E. I encourage my students to not look at their left hand, so they're working on the muscle memory of the shift rather than the visual spot. From there, it's time to start adding pressure. In the first type of shifting, we're going to do what's called finger-to-finger shifting, which is what we just did with the targeted slide. In a finger-to-finger shift, the student's hand is moving from a first finger to a first finger, or second to second, or third to third, and changing the note with the same finger. In this instance, again, Lani and I will go from E to G and G back to E. I encourage my students to actually slide while they do it, so I can be sure that they're not jumping, and I can encourage them to be listening to the pitch as they go. The next type of shift is a finger substitution, where the note stays the same, but the finger changes. In this instance, Lani and I will play a G, and then we'll shift from our fourth or third finger on G to our first finger, but the note will stay the same. This one's a little challenging at first, and your students might struggle with intonation, but keep encouraging them to create a consistent sound on each note. Once they're comfortable there, you can have them start adding other notes in position. I often encourage my students to think about a first finger focus. Where is my first finger going before I worry about any of the other notes? In this example, Lani and I will do the slide shift, the finger to finger, from E to G, but then we'll add A. As always, keep an eye on their left hands as they shift. You want to make sure that students are bringing that nice, loose, and relaxed thumb with them. I always tell my students, since your thumb is a part of your hand, it has to go on the trip with you.
Right. Something also too that I see upper string instrumentalists do is break the wrist when they're shifting up. So consistently reminding your students about proper technique during this process is so important. As you shift, anything below fifth position is supposed to stay the same. Some students tend to lead with the wrist and end up hitting the shoulder and then are restricted. So it's really important to encourage that. Of course, once you get to fifth position, the thumb will go around instead, but anything before that should be a straight wrist.
And that's similar with cellos and basses as well. Lower than fourth position, they don't need to be worrying about their arm, but once they go above fourth position, that shoulder and that forearm need to come up so they don't hit the shoulder of the instrument. I hope that this sequence of exercises helps prepare your students for excellent shifting.